here, you know, you get an insight and you know something, you know, but you don't want to say it out loud because you're kind of afraid that it's not going to be really true and they'll spoil the whole thing for you, you know. But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true, then it just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
Do you want to go for the more beautiful and say it?
Who are you?
Good morning. The song is Gone. Gone. Here's the song link. There you go. Good morning. What's up, Mango, Jazz, Paul, Anna, Wag, Gary, Gorin, Kem, Dom, Daffy, JB, Money, Lisa. Good morning, Sandollar, Jack, Spicy Pepper, Devin, Squilliam. Good morning, Ed, Chan, Ruben, J-Rod, Mel, Dustin, Rambo. What's up, Jake? What's up, Sonia? The chat's moving too much. Good morning, JN, Lona, Raphael. This is Germ. Good morning. Big Lou. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's jump into this since it's already 8 o'clock. So bigger time frame first. So we're going to be starting, again, if you go back down to the smaller time frame, you can see we're at like 396 area. You can also see that at the bid and ask. Go back out to the 6-month daily, zoom in. So where does 396 put us at? 396, 11, 396, 10, kind of in that area. We're a little bit under this level here, right? So right at open, you need to see, can we get back over 396.30s? If not, then we are going to probably continue to sell off. I also would not be surprised to get a potential buy reaction at open, considering how much that we've dipped. So that'll be kind of key as well, just because we've dipped. And again, this is mainly because of Microsoft earnings, just so everybody knows, again, which you should already know that based on yesterday's events. But we have seen a nice pullback so far. Let's go back down to the smaller time frame. And let's add a couple levels real quick, and then we'll make up our plan. So previous day high. I'm going to do the meat of the previous day low. Pre-market high. Pre-market low is basically being made just now, so we'll have to watch out for that. Auto zoom back out. And it looks like we have 394 in the down below. So if we continue to hold under 396s right here, this should continue to sell off. If not, you'll see a buy reaction at open and it'll invalidate that move. So that's initially what we need to watch out for is, are we going to keep selling off towards 394 and then get a bounce or a continuation, which will be a little bit more stable of a play because you'll have a little bit more information there. Whereas right now it's just selling off. Or do we break back over 396.40s and give buyers a chance to at least try to push towards previous day low? So that's kind of the initial plan from the open. Give me a thumbs up though if that makes sense, everybody. It's a little quick, but it's just kind of the situation we're in because of how much price is pulled down from that earnings. So give me a thumbs up or a yeah or a just whatever to let me know that you understand what we're going for here. It might not be that eventful of a day. I just want to let everybody know that now. Just because of how much we've pulled back. I mean, we were literally closing at like 400, pushed up to 402 almost, and now we're under 396. You know, that's pretty significant. So most likely going down to 394 in my opinion. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a buy reaction at some point, either from open or from 394. So just be very careful. That's all I want to point out. But let's type it up real quick, and then we'll get into it. We'll try to find some other things. But again, guys, do not try to force a trade today. Unless you're scalping. Again, today's going to be a scalper's day. I would not say there's going to be some stable long day trades today. All right, we got that typed up. Cool. Good morning, good morning. Sorry if I missed your name. And yeah, drop a like on the stream. I do appreciate that. Sorry for the exit on yesterday's stream. Again, guys, my power was going out like crazy. So, but I'm glad to be back again. It kind of sucks too because we were getting all those donations, but everybody was super hyped yesterday. The energy was at an all-time high yesterday. But again, I'm just happy to be here and covering all the stuff that we're looking at. So, sorry about yesterday's stream cutting out, but glad to be back. So Apple, so they're going to be very, very closely related to Microsoft as they are the top two weights of SPY as well as the top two weights of tech. So that's going to definitely be affected a lot by Microsoft. Previous day close, previous day high, previous day open. So Apple, in the same sense that they want to go down to 394 on SPY. Possibly, it's the same exact thing on Apple. It looks like it needs to push down to 140.30s or 140 and either get a bounce or it's going to continue on through that support. Okay, so that's kind of what we're watching on Apple. Again, we'll come back to it. Microsoft, we're not going to trade because they just had earnings. Amazon, huge move. You can see just like Microsoft. Same for Tesla. Same for Meta. Same for Google, same for AMD, same for Nvidia, and pretty much the same for Netflix. It's basically our previous day high marked. Ooh, Netflix is actually pretty good. I like that one a lot, actually. Really good support here, too, especially if it breaks here. That's a really good target, and if it bounces, well, then we'll just have to watch towards previous day close. Previous day open. Ooh, that made it helpful again. See, those short-term time frame levels, that's going to be key today. These bigger time frame levels are being wiped out. Meet of previous day low. 72.70s is right there. Previous day close. And before anybody asks, I like to mark the body more than the wick. It's more important. But sometimes you'll see a more significant wick, like right here. Yeah, it's probably smart to mark that as well. Google... We're going to be focused on that 95.95. Let's mark the meet of the previous day low. We'll mark the previous day close. Meet of the high. Open is basically marked. I don't really like that one as much. Meta, that looks horrible. See, like right here, I kind of just want to add the wick because it's the true high of the day and there's multiple wicks up there. If you mark the meet, well, that's way down here. And in other cases, you know, and if you really have to ask... I'm not saying anybody has. I'm just saying if you have to ask, should I do wick or body, then you should just add both. That's kind of how I see things. Ooh, Tesla defending, not the previous day low, but, you know, defending this general area, so that's a good sign. Let's do the wick and the meet on this one. Where's 3 o'clock? There it is. So pre-market high is about, kind of like right here. Previous day close. There's a lot of levels here on Tesla. All right, so let's go backwards, and then we'll go add the couple. We'll do Apple, and then we'll maybe Netflix. That one looked pretty good. Tesla didn't look too bad. Maybe even Nvidia. So Netflix, Tesla, Apple, Nvidia. I don't think that's a bad list. Oh, sorry about that $100. I just now noticed. And I'm trying to figure out how to put them on the screen, but I'll figure that out. But thank you, Sandollar, for donating. That really does mean a lot to me. I really do appreciate you. What is that? Oh, he's handing coffee. I keep forgetting about the coffee. It doesn't look like coffee to me, I swear. Doesn't it look like fruit punch? Like that little blue dude's throwing out? It doesn't look like coffee. Oh, above. Hold up, I didn't even do pre-market high. Where's 3 o'clock? Good enough. All right, it's about right there. All right, so we got Netflix done. NVIDIA. Let's get this typed up. I'm trying to be quick because I started stream super late. Above, what was pre-market? Of course, this is a pre-market candle. My target. It's a good target. 192, then 193. 193. Below 188. What's the true low of yesterday? 188.20. We'll just say that then. Target 186.55. Below 186.50 is target. 185, 183, 38. 185, 183. I'll just say 40. Even it up. Appreciate you, Zach. Zach hates Roblox. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for donating, man. It is a great day to be great. I definitely agree. I think also today is a great day to be hesitant. A great day to be aware. A great day to be precise, disciplined. There shouldn't be a reason to make any bad trades today. You guys have the initial vibe kind of the market opening up, so I would not be taking extra risky trades. Again, I would focus on scalps. Remember what I said about the staircase method, guys. What should you be focused on in the beginning of this? Let me know if you guys let me know if you know the answer to that. Drop it in the chat. What is the first step in the staircase method? What is the first thing anybody should focus on when they begin trading? Target. Exactly, Gary, Freedom. Gary and Freedom got it though. Gary Harrod and Freedom both said one contract exit first target. Freedom said getting to first target. That is exactly what you want to do. Divert said just a guess, breakouts to first target. Exactly. You want to focus on getting in, having a planned stop loss target, and getting out at the first target. Focus on the first target for a while. Don't force yourself to look for farther targets. Screw what other people are doing. Screw how big other people's profits are. Focus on getting from first entry to first exit. You should not be focused on anything else right now. That is the entirety of your focus today. For right now, not even just today. That's too large of a range. What's the halfway point here? 138.40. I'll just say 138.50. Then you could say 137. Apple. Pre-market low is 140.75. Actually, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Alright, so copy. We'll go through other tickers, of course, while the stream is going. But let me at least send this out to everybody. It is already 8:14. Alright, list is posted to everybody, just so everybody sees. One other thing, if it'll load, there it is top watches. So JBake, and you guys have seen QQQs, you've seen me cover a few tickers here. We're going to go through more, of course, like we usually do. It's nothing new. But JBake's the king of the Qs. He said, not much to say here. Microsoft dragging down the market. With that being said, 283, remember that, 283. Area to watch today is that we break out before the sell-off. We could either get a bounce to test yesterday's low or continue to sell off. Bounce off 283, you got targets. Below 283, you have targets. And then above, let's say you bounce off 283 and hit, past 286, then he's giving you every dollar cycle level up to 290s. I would not be surprised if we got a buyer's reaction at open. It's perfect. It's what I said too. But anything can happen. Good luck today. And he also just now posted Google retest of 98.70. Keep that marked. Targeting 98, 97.50, 97, above 98.70. So he has a key level. You have targets below 97.50, another key level. You have targets. So he's giving you a plan here on Goog for anybody who's wanting to trade this ticker. He has really good plans because he has really good levels. So be sure to check that out if you do enjoy that. But we'll come back to that as he updates it, of course. But yeah, definitely check out that one. I like that a lot. But yeah, that looks like our plan. I kind of like today's plan, even if it feels kind of shitty thanks to Microsoft. It actually feels pretty good. Yeah, 14 minutes to open. I've been using Staircase with futures. Worked great, helped me increase contract size and profit with fewer losses. Good stuff for profit. It's funny you said that too. And profit with fewer losses. That's really, really good, man. I'm very happy to hear that. You deserve it, man. You work hard. What Bueller just said is the most important factor in becoming a consistent trader. It is, and it's crazy how overlooked it is. It's not that hard to think about. Now, don't get me wrong. This is hard. It still takes a lot of hard work. You got to put in the effort, but the method isn't hard. Figuring out what to do. What the hardest part to do is really controlling yourself. Telling yourself, okay, I just took 2 trades. I'm doing really good today. And then you keep looking at charts. That's great. You can keep looking at charts, mental trade as much as you want, but do not take a 3rd trade. What is the point of triple dipping into a market that you've already done really well in for the day? That's the kind of thing you need to be in control of, is stopping yourself. And then 2, knowing when not to trade. Knowing that, okay, I don't really like how this open is. Let me get a little bit more information first. A lot of people don't do that. They'll just instantly start trading right at the open instead of trying to figure out something or a better plan to go off of. But thank you guys for answering that, because it's true. You need to focus on first entry, first exit. Focus on that for a while. This is what builds that confidence that erases those emotions. You're still going to have emotions no matter what. You can't ignore that. It's just always going to be there. But what is something you can do to partially numb it? Taking that staircase method. It's going to help you out a lot. And confidence, knowledge. You're going to start learning a lot more. You're going to start understanding the price action more. How entries work. Where a stop loss is optimal. Where is a good target? How to use the levels in combination to help yourself find higher probability opportunities. So continue working hard, guys. Continue being your own disciplinary. No, I don't really look at shop a whole lot, to be honest with you, Michael. It's just not really fun to trade. At least in my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. I'm not God. I am human. Good morning, Jackson. Good morning, Green Candlestick, calling us chart junkies. Good morning, Wes. Hey, I resemble that remark. Good morning, Pamela. It's okay, Daffy. I didn't get to stream yesterday, so no biggie. Plus, it's not really fair to say we missed it. I mean, most things, and I know solar doesn't relate, but it is market related. It's not really fair to say we missed it just because Microsoft's down. You know, I really don't think I would have taken the trade either way, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we missed out. You know, at least I'm not going to say that. You could say it if you really were confident enough in entering, but personally, I don't think I would have entered that either way. But it did have a nice pattern. If you go back to the tan chart on the daily, it did have an inside bar, and if they're opening at 79, that means they're going to be about here, kind of like right here, which means they're going to be opening lower out from an inside bar, which means sellers can really, and that's after a lower high, which means sellers can really pick back up, take out the support, and you might even see them at the 74s very soon, Daffy. So maybe keep that on watch, not, you know, move on from it. But that does look good, like it wants to go down more, especially if it takes out that support. $215 watching and 85 likes equals weak AF. And yeah, guys, over 200 people, 85 likes. Let's try to even that up a little bit. I agree with Big Stick. Also, today at 10, we have the BAC rate announcement that could impact the market a bit. 100%. Oh, I didn't even show y'all the new thing I'm doing. I forgot to let y'all know. So, pretty cool story before the market opens. But I used to run but I've only ever been in one group before I made my own. And it was kind of the leading motivator for me making my group, as you guys may know from my past stories. But the main dudes in there were me, one other moderator. We were both moderators. I had worked my way up from being like a quiet member who likes to talk to the owner a lot. I worked my way up into becoming a moderator. I wasn't paid or anything. It was just like a free thing. And it was me and this guy named Andrew Heisinger. And then the owner, which he later, and I'll dip into that later, but he was like a scam later on. I found out like 2 years later, I found out he was like scamming people for like thousands. And then I took all his members for free. I just gave them all free membership because that was fucked up of him to do to them. Like a few of them literally lost like 5K to this, which that's their own damn fault. You should never be sending anybody 5 freaking K. But that was still really stupid of him, and I accepted a lot of his members and stuff for free, and blah, 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 blah. But long story short, the other moderator, that Andrew guy, We hadn't talked in like years, right? You know, and we were kind of cool. He was always like, "Oh, we're gonna get you out of plumbing, this and that, this and that." But it was really cool because later on, after we finally like reconnected, I didn't realize, but he had created a. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what Unusual Whales is. You know what Benzinga is. He created Quant Data, and that's what this website is right here. He created this, and he gave me free membership, and he was like, "Hey man, you can definitely use this if you want. Really cool of you to, you know, add to your streams, this and that." And he just gave me free shit, you know, because we were homies back in the day, and it was really cool of him to do. And I want to start incorporating some of this information into some of the streams and some of my posts a little bit more. Maybe not instantly, but it is really cool information. So it's normally for like flows and stuff, which a lot of that confuses most people, which is totally fine. But the coolest part about this was the stock reports. You could like look up tickers, look up their reports, get different ratings and stuff. But my favorite thing was definitely this little newsletter page. It's really cool. You can go to like the pre-market session, and it gives a little bit of information on what's important, the U.S. snapshot, you know, what's like the biggest news coming out today, earnings expected, which that's a crazy amount of earnings, Tesla today as well. And then the events, you know, and it shows you how much importance it has. And you'll see there is a lot of events happening today, but none of them are really crazy, you know, so we shouldn't have much effect from news today. But it's just really cool. So I'm going to try and add these in towards the end of this, or end of the stream before market opens each and every day. And you can see, you know, remember we were targeting, or go back to SPY so you can see it. A lot of his TA ends up lining up with mine too, and I'm not really surprised, but if you go down towards 394, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. You know, we're under 396s. If you go over here again, you know, he's kind of looking at the same thing. He's looking for that initial dip at open to go back and try to test that consolidation period. So it's really cool to see that. NASDAQ, all that stuff. But again, just long story short, it was really cool that I got to connect with an old friend. And not only that, but I didn't realize he had been building an empire here on Quant Data. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I've known that dude for like 5, almost 6 years probably, and we've been in contact here and there, but it's pretty cool though. You have him on Twitter? Nice. Yeah, I've known that dude for a long time. It's crazy where we both ended up after not talking for a while. Next thing he knows, I'm running a group and we're streaming on YouTube. Next thing I know, he's over here running the empire of Quant Data. So I thought that was really cool, and I just wanted to share that little story with you guys because that is a really, really cool thing. But yeah, just to show you guys, we did have Microsoft, AT&T. So I'll try to show this page off a little more because this will give you like initial news so everybody can understand what's going on. Earnings expected, and then I'll show the economic calendar every morning just so everybody understands what's going on today and how important is it. So but yeah, give me a thumbs up or a yeah or something just to let me know like awesome, that's something you'd like to see every morning. It's just something extra on top. It's not like this has to change or incorporate anything we do. But it is nice to just be aware of what's going on. It also has signals. I haven't really backtested how accurate they are. Somebody said they're like 80% accurate, but I don't know about that. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I want to backtest it myself. If I can even find where it is. Oh, here it is. It gives pretty cool signals. There's some that work out pretty well, but it's mainly different types of alerts, which we'll go over a different day. But yeah. All right, cool. Looks like a few of you agree with it. Cool. All right, well, I just want to make y'all happy, and that is some information I thought that was really cool. And I was honestly just really excited because it's cool relinking with somebody who was kind of in the same boat as me 5-6 years ago. You know, so it's really cool to see him up. It's really cool to see him killing it, really. I mean, I'm just really happy for him. Super chill dude, though. Meta, whoever asked about that, you really want to focus on 140.30s. If they end up breaking this general vicinity here, 140.30s, 139.80s, you are most likely going to get another pullback. But again, it's just like the rest of the market, though. If we end up getting a buy reaction, Meta is going to get a buy reaction. So, let me get Devin in here. We have less than 2 minutes. What's up, Agent Sancho? How you doing, man? I saw your comment, and I was watching that the other day where you like linked it and you said this was good TA or whatever. And that was when you were talking about Microsoft. Agent Sancho actually said it first. He said, I wouldn't be surprised to see them pop. And then he said, I wouldn't be surprised to see them slowly pull back down from that pop. And you could see he was 100% correct on his analysis on what was possible for Microsoft. Again, it was just us kind of having fun with some TA, some guesswork. But he looks like he was right on it.
Yo, yo. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, beautiful Devin.
You guys ready for some wacky Wednesday action?
Good morning, Peter. Dustin, I like the countdown. Oh, nice, Devontae. Yeah, it should have been Andrew and some dude named Mo. Mo's the coder. Andrew's kind of the idealist. Good stuff, though, Devontae. Cool. Willing, able, and ready. Love to see it. And yeah, guys, I was heartbroken. Yesterday's stream ended. We didn't do Power Hour stream. I will make it up. Tomorrow we'll do we'll try to do I'll try to start the Power Hour stream a little early and have a little longer of one. I don't think today's going to have much of one anyway, so we'll just wait till tomorrow anyway, which Tuesdays and Thursdays is what I'm aiming for the Power Hour stream, so.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah, let's see if we get the continued sell-off to 394, or if we're going to get a buy reaction at open, or if we get a buy reaction from 394. And again, thank you, Zach, and thank you, Sandollar, for the donations. I don't really care about the size or if anyone donates at all. I do appreciate what y'all did. Thank you so much. Let's see what happens today, guys. Let's do a little fun poll today. We haven't done one in a few days, so let's go ahead and do another one. I'm going to do, how will today close? Green, red, and then we'll do flat. All right, be sure to check out the poll that I just dropped. It's free. It's just for fun. Don't take it serious. It's just to kind of initially put your thoughts out there. What do you think today's going to do? Do you think we're going to be flat? Do you think we're going to be bullish? Do you think we're going to be bearish? Good morning, Bueller. Good morning, Bueller. Good morning, Jackie. I'm over here reading your message. Apple selling off. Good call out, Trevor. Yeah, hard sell by Apple this morning. From open, again, I think it's kind of apparent that things have sold off already. Meta getting a really good pop, showing relevant strength. Meta popping might actually help out Netflix and Google just because they belong to the same sector. And look at that, Netflix tried pushing higher. Google not really dipping super hard like we saw on Apple, so that is helping out a few of those tickers.
So far, not too much. Comms definitely get the most action. Tesla rejecting. Apple coming down. Six spies moving lower. Microsoft about to break pre-market low. Tesla breaking pre-market low.
I gotta adjust the SPY chart again. There we go. That's a little better. What's up,
With the
FaZe
most
Bot?
strength. Good.
Now you're good. I'm just saying hi.
Yeah, Meta's getting over that pre-market high, going towards that yesterday closing price.
Hella red finished today. Rambo, I know what you guessed, or I know what you voted then. Good morning. I'm new here. Joined a month ago. This live stream helped me a lot. Thanks for doing it. No problem, Erica. Glad to be here. And thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. And guys, we have 260 people, 145 likes. Let's try to even that up a little bit. Definitely appreciate the likes. It does help the stream out. And it's free to click like. Apple's still down from the selling pressure. Microsoft's still down from selling pressure. Amazon trying to catch a buyer candle right at open. Tesla also initiating a potential buyer candle with a long wick underneath with volume. Meta, as you guys have already known, is doing well, which is helping out Google and Netflix. AMD and Nvidia are also holding for a potential buyer candle right at open. So we got a few buyer reactions, a few sellers. Just got to make sense of it here in a few minutes. What zones? Have you heard the new Logic Wake Up song? It's a vibe. No, I have to check it out. I can't play that on stream, of course. It's probably copyright because it's Logic. But I will check it out, though, Agent Sancho. Thank you. What's up, Wacko Jacko? How you doing? You beautiful soul, you. They're not zones. If you want to learn anything about my system, you need to take time to study. If you want to take time to study, this video right here is the video you want to study. Copy video URL. But this video breaks down how I get my levels, how I navigate my levels, the types of entries between those levels that you can look at, and the staircase method, how you can grow your account effectively no matter the size of it. But check out that link, FaZe Bot. Let's see what happens here. We look to be getting some wick up here on SPY, which we could see was apparent from a lot of these tickers picking back up. So we'll see what happens. AMD's at PDL. Good call out. I couldn't even see the ticker for a second. And yep, they're getting there. Good call out, Daffy. Hitting it and wicking right now. So continue to look over 73.65 for a potential pop on AMD. Nvidia, look over 190.60s for a potential pop. Netflix has already popped the level. As long as it holds 361.50s, you should be short-term bullish on this. Remember again, 361.50s. As long as it holds this, you should be short-term bullish. It is the first 10 minutes, so don't be surprised if random reversals come through. It's not very random in the first 10 minutes. Tesla getting even more buyers stepping in. They're wicking down now at 142.60s. Keep your eye on 142.60s. Amazon trying to pop over 93.20s. Keep an eye on that. If they do, this is the next area to watch out for. And if they pop that, the previous day lows are the next area to look out for. And Apple's going to be trading pretty close in sync to Microsoft today.
Still got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the first 10 minutes on the market.
Buyers breaking over today's open on SPY 5-minute. I never incorporate the after hours of a previous day, Ace Ventura. I never have and I never will. It's just not important information. Watch that video. Don't know why my lines are different from yours. I would definitely practice some more and see what's up. But if you want to send me a chart on Discord, feel free, be my guest. Maybe we can back test it and see what we're getting different here. Why is there a discrepancy between your levels and mine? It's not the end of the world. We can figure it out. Again, keep your eyes on 142.60s on Tesla. Meta, watch for them to hold 142s. That'll be a very impressive hold. Google watching for 96 to pop. AMD watching for 73.65. NVIDIA watching 190.60s. And Netflix, you're watching for 361.50s to hold for another continuation higher. This is one that I probably like the most out of everything I've looked at in the first 10 minutes. You found another Bueller that didn't finish changing their profile pic, though? If they're going to copy the king, they can't be lazy.
Alright, we got first 10-minute candles. See how we do.
You like AMD a lot, Daffy? Or I'll keep switching to it. I definitely like how NVIDIA popped their level and slowed down, so that does give good momentum for them in AMD. If you were to enter this Netflix play, a good stop loss would be today's open.
Yeah, Netflix looking decent. It comes up and pops that previous intraday high.
Come on, SPY. Get over 396.40s. Give people what they want. Give them the pop to the 398.30s. Now, everybody, why is 398.30s my main kind of area that I'm looking at if we do get a pop? Because that's the meat of the previous day low. It's a very high probability area where price can go up and smack as resistance, and we'll see a wick down, then we'll see if they can consolidate and break back over it. But for an initial hit, that is a very good area to look towards. Thank you guys for over 170 likes. Be sure to drop a thumbs up on the stream if you're enjoying some of the TA, some of the updates. AMD popping 73.65. NVIDIA's popping 190.60s after closing over it. Netflix almost made a new high of day. Tesla slowing down. Amazon trying to hold over that 93.18. Even Apple and Microsoft are getting some buyers right now. This is a very good sign for SPY in the overall market. What's down the most today? Well, of course, SPY is. Tech's down the most. Discretionary is down the second most. Utilities and energy. Everything else is about 1% under a 1% down, so nothing too crazy. Rough continuation on some of these. SPY wicking back down. Oh, I forgot to turn on the 9 EMA for the few people who were asking about that the other day. Whoops. There we go.
Meta's still holding up pretty strong. Netflix is holding above pre-market high, but it still did not make that new high.
Yo, solid job, Burak. You might even have sold high of that move, Burak. Good stuff. 15-minute open range breakout may be the patient play. Meta potential 80% entry, just not enough volume on this candle. Oh, good eye, Deep. Good eye.
Meta slowing down. Apple coming back down below that pre-market low. Yesterday low.
Oh, good call out, Jazz. I didn't even see that either. Not only is AMD above meet of previous day low, they're above previous day open. Well, now they're rejecting, but that was still a good call out, Jazz. That'll be a good key area to watch above. I should have had that marked. 73.75 is the level you should be looking over, not 73.65. Thank you for correcting me.
Bird B popping his pre-market high and wicking. Netflix losing that pre-market high. See if it holds opening price.
Netflix giving up the 361.50s right now. Nvidia still trying to hold 190.60s. AMD rejecting as well. Getting good pops on the XLC sector still on Google and Meta. Tesla back to square one. Amazon back to square one. Microsoft back to square one, basically. Apple getting a good pop still with Microsoft having continued weakness. Might be seeing Apple try to break away from the Microsoft weakness. Good call out, Daffy. Good call out, Deep. And yeah, good idea, Mel, he said. And you guys hear Mel saying this, this should be a huge sign to you. Not trading anything as it's not so clear to me. And that's a fact. A lot of things are not clear right now. A lot of people right now that might have been in shorts are taking profits. And people who are stuck in longs are cutting losses this morning. So you're seeing a lot of up and down trading from the open, which we're not really surprised to see after such a significant sized move. Let's check out that bigger time frame. You can see we're actually all the way down to the 9 EMA on the bigger time frame. So again, kind of just looking for today's low to be broken. If it does, we can look towards 394, possibly 392.20s. If we end up getting a hold and a pop over 396s, we can most likely assume they want to try to fill that gap, but we'll see. I'm trying to jump ahead of anything, which let me mark that on this chart. Okay, so it goes up to about 399, which is kind of where I was looking anyway. Good, 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 good. I don't use Bookmap, but I do know what you're talking about. You said 4,380 loaded on ES. Well, thank you for updating us, Ruben. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, not too much action so far.
You talking about Spy Jazz? Tesla breaking down. Watch out for 140s to break. Be careful though, they do have earnings after hours, so their IV is going to be a little higher than usual. AMD still rejecting. Nvidia still trying to hold 190/60s. And Netflix pulling all the way back down, just like we saw on Tesla.
Re-breaking pre-market low. See if we're going to take out that wick now. Showing that strength over Microsoft now, coming back up towards 141. Tesla's right at that pre-market low. Spy's trying to break that pre-market low.
Yo, D-Touch, another fake Bueller just joined and I banned him.
The day of the fake Buellers.
There's two freaking of them. There's two of them today. Hadn't even been 30 minutes on the market yet.
They're probably in stream watching.
If they are, that's a joke. It's probably not. It's probably literally just the usual BS where they just fill up the server, add as many people as they can before they get banned, and they can spam and try to scam people. It's so annoying. It's so easy to do that too, to just join and add everyone as you possibly can. Not everyone blocks their account. Tesla pushing through the 140s. Meta showing some weakness now. Google definitely weak. AMD and Nvidia both tried to hold, now failing. I'm gonna post this in chat, but keep Netflix on watch. I said keep Netflix on watch under 359.40s or over the recent high of day for scalps.
Amazon not as weak as Tesla. Just trying to hold that pre-market low. Apple losing its steam.
Rising volume past today's open on Netflix. They again are looking for the 359.40s for a break below.
Making a new low a day.
If you do enter Netflix puts, keep the stop loss at today's open if it breaks under the 359.40s. You have a couple parameters to look at.
Like
Nvidia pulling back very well.
Apple and Tesla, Nvidia pulling spot out, Google moving lower, Microsoft, Amazon breaking pre-market low.
God, Tesla at 138 now. Microsoft possibly pulling back down more under the 231.90s. Apple went down, pulled back up, rejected today's open. Who said bear flag? That was Rambo. Beautiful call out on the bear flag on Apple. That is correct. Also, to a good spot, too. I hate when people say bear flags and it's in the middle of nowhere. This was not in the middle of nowhere. It actually pulled up and it rejected a very good spot. So, very good call out. Looks like J-Bake got a trade on Goog from his TA I showed y'all this morning. He got 4 at 101, sold at 117, 121, 115. Here's his entry and exits. Oh, this is the 1 minute. Okay. I was like, damn, how do you get so many candles? But it's the same exact trade as he took yesterday, though. If you guys go to his Amazon trade, okay, wait, maybe I'm thinking of 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. He had a trade on Amazon to the upside and then one to the downside. But it's the exact same TA. He waits for it to break, gets in, scales at the new low, scales at another new low. Did the exact same thing again today. Waited for a break of the uptrend towards resistance. Saw it reject, didn't just randomly enter, waited for better confirmation, saw a break of that trend, got out at the new low, and got out as it hit the today's low. Very, very high probability target. Beautiful job by J-Bake and the Top Watches channel. That channel is accessible to anyone with basic membership. Great job, though. Beautiful trade. Netflix trying to crack. Let's see here. Keep your eyes on that.
Pushing lower.
Nvidia
with
pulling
increasing
back.
volume. My bad. Go ahead.
Nvidia pulling back under the 9 EMA. AMD's pulling back under the 9 EMA. We're seeing very big pullbacks now. Google pulling back even more. Meta breaking 9 EMA. Tesla's already been broken. Amazon continued weakness. They're catching up to Tesla. Watch for them to break 92.20s. Microsoft still continued weakness. Apple continued weakness. And like Devin just said, new low of day on SPY.
B's also breaking down. XLM's breaking down as well. Pretty universal.
Marking today's open just to remind myself what even happened. Kind of went up, smack 396.40s. That was the exact level I talked about in the pre-market prep this morning. If we could push over it, it's a good sign. If we reject it, it's not going to be a good sign. Got a rejection, lowering volume push, rising volume push to make that new low of day, and now you're getting a complete seller reaction. So it looks like 394 is going to be where price is headed. Good job, Divert. Hey, man, that's still some progression, though.
3-minute candle, a new 10-minute candle on the market. Push them lower. Amazon. Meta's still trying to hold up pretty well.
$394 is almost hitting everybody. This was the main target for the day if the continued sell-off was happening. So if you did short anything, now would be a great time to trim most of your profits and wait for better confirmation for a continued reaction or for a bounce. It's all in due time and practice, 762. Do not beat yourself up. You are not an idiot. Like I've said many times before, it does not take an idiot or a smart person to be good at trading. It takes a disciplined person to be good at trading. Come on, man. Kick your ass into gear. No excuses. Took fib on Tesla from PT of point of breakout. Have a level there as well. Watching volume. Baba, one more set of puts on TOS, 50% gains. Hey, good job, Sandollar. Round of applause for you, man. Rule 6, play like a champion. Good stuff, Peter. Do not go chasing trades. A lot of the worst trades will be taken after your biggest gains. Do not go chase trades after what you have just done. I will not repeat myself. I didn't even get to go look, but Netflix broke that level. See if they maintain resistance at 359.50s, 360 area. If they do, this looks really good for continuation down. Keep your eyes on Netflix. Nvidia, after breaking 9 EMA, made it to low of day. Definitely good time to TP or wait for new breaks under 188.30s. Same for AMD, the exact same TA. Google continued lower after breaking 9 EMA. Meta's catching on the 9 EMA, as well as today's levels there. Tesla finally slowed down at 138.20. Just getting a short-term buy reaction. Watch for maintained resistance at 140. This might be a really good short if they can't get back over 140. Amazon continued lower. Microsoft just kind of just putting around down there at the floor. Same for Apple. Back to SPY. Huge volume, guys. You guys saw what happened yesterday when this candle popped up. This is the exact same candle popping up just about. It's the second most volume of the day. Go back to this candle now. You can see we have the second most volume of the day popping up on a piercing line at support. Not really a piercing line. They didn't really get the lower open, but you guys understand what I'm talking about here. A very good bullish candle stepping in at a very good spot. Buyers are very able at the 394s. Good stuff, Christian Diaz. What's up, Daffy? How you doing, man? Mental trades only from here on. Love to hear it, Divert. Do not chase trades or waterfalls. Good stuff, Creator Trades. Great work, WAG Trader, with your trade reviews already being posted. Good job, LRD. Daffy already did his. Good stuff. Mel as well. Great job, Mel, posting your TA and why you got out. I don't know why anybody is surprised to see a pop happening to the upside. The exact same candlestick popped up today. Second most volume on the day out of support. We saw this. This is identical to how yesterday panned out. Nobody should be shocked by this big green candle.
Looks like Meta's retesting pre-market high. Microsoft coming up a little bit. Apple at that yesterday low. Netflix coming back up towards pre-market high.
Thanks, Bueller puts paid. Hey, man, don't thank me. Thank yourself. Great job on your trades. Caught the bottom on SPY and did 66%. Cutting on opening price. Post review later. Beautiful job, Anderson. Cannot wait to see. That's easy for you. Haha. Good job, Mel. Looks like a lot of the people who were very happy about seeing this exact same candle took opportunity and got in. Nice. And my daily goal on that candle. Signing off until this afternoon. Thanks, BB. See you later, for profit. Don't blame you. Well, now you know what to adjust to next time, 762. It's good that you went back, and it's very painful to do that. You know, it's not easy to say, yo, go review, man. It's such a stupid, vague thing to say to somebody, but that's essentially what you need to do, though. You need to go and review, therefore you can change it for next time. So I'm very happy to see you pushing through the pain of, you know, whatever loss you might have experienced or whatever trade you might have felt shitty in, and now you're looking at it, reviewing it, see how you can do better for next time.
Netflix coming up through pre-market highs to see if it takes out that previous intraday high. That could be a pretty nice bullish setup, taking it to yesterday high.
Good job, though, everybody. Looks like the exact situation we talked about in pre-market prep this morning is panning out very well so far. What we need to look out for now is, can SPY have enough strength to get over 396.40s and take price higher towards 397.30s and 398s? Or are we just going to reject here in range trade before seeing a further breakdown? This is the next thing to look out for.
So still looking pretty weak with Amazon.
See you later, Wag. Be safe, man. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you.
Have a good day, Way. Good stuff in your 2 green trades.
Facts, D-Touch. That Trap Xmas music slaps. I was just saying it's like a piercing line creator trades. It's not because it didn't have the lower open all the way. But it was a significant candle because it was at support and had a very big amount of volume step in. This was identical to how we saw yesterday. Where are we at? It was the second most volume of the day when it popped up with a hammer at the support of that low, and then that gave a very good buyer move to the upside. This is identical to what we just saw, except it wasn't an as clean hammer. But it's essentially about the same candle. So that's why you saw people saying, oh, I'm getting into longs, I'm taking profits at this push, blah, blah, blah. They weren't just randomly trading. They were getting in at support. It was a good dip buy. But when you see stuff like that, it's a very strong candle.
Really like this range Meta's making. See if it breaks to the upside or downside. XOM as well, keeping a pretty tight range. Netflix rejecting, coming back down to that previous intraday low. See if it's going to break it for more downside.
Watch Square. I like this retest for a possible break of a new low of day. I like that it came back up, retested. Kind of looks like a little bear flag before a new low. Keep an eye on Square under 74.97. I like that setup a lot. SPY rejecting that push to the 361. Or I'm sorry, Netflix rejecting 361.40s and now pushing back towards the low of day. Nvidia still selling off from the break of the 9 EMA. So is AMD. So is Google. So is Meta. Or Google, sorry. Meta is just now breaking the 9 EMA. Keep a watch on this. This might be a laggard behind all the sell-off moves we've seen today. Meta might be the play to play. If you enter this, keep a stop loss at 142. Amazon possible bear flag as long as it stays under 92.20. Microsoft and Apple trying to hold their low of day. That was why I was looking at it, Noxta. I looked at it a few minutes ago and I didn't say anything. Or I did say something about it. But then I saw him post it and I was like, you know what? I might as well go post it as well. Hey, good stuff, Noxta. Round of applause. Almost 300 people in the stream, 184 likes. Can we get the like count up, guys? Would definitely appreciate it.
Netflix having a hard time re-breaking that pre-market low. Microsoft coming back up towards this pre-market low. Trying to get over that. Same with Amazon. Short-term buyer volume coming in on Netflix. This is coming back up towards pre-market high, where it just previously failed.
Anderson, that's so cool. You got my stream up in the top right of your phone. Good job on that base build that you caught on Spy. What is that, the 1 minute? Yeah, the 1 minute. Nice, dude. Very clean and very clear to see on that time frame. Good job. Good job, Chris Santos.
You got about a minute 15 on our next 10-minute candle.
You've changed.
Microsoft.
Oh, nope. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Microsoft's getting back over that pre-market low towards opening price. So see what we do there. Showing a little more buyers than Apple.
You've changed how I look at charting, and it's completely been reflected in my results. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Carnage. Thank you for tuning in, listening. It's crazy how many people will come in here and ignore and complain, Carnage, so I'm very happy to hear this from you, man. Very happy for you. Good job, man. And it's not just me you should be thanking. It's also yourself. You know, it's not just me who pushed you to do it or the system. Regardless of what I've helped you with, you've been the one who's had to take the steps to be here, to get up every morning, to react, to review, to mental trade, to grow. So round of applause to yourself as well. Good job, King Carnage. Very happy for you.
New 10-minute candles. Netflix forming a nice little tight range. Did not break that yet. Same with Meta. Google not so much. It's been drifting down.
Meta retaking 9 EMA, possibly trying to hold the 142s. Good sign by the XLC sector, still showing some strength. Amazon retook the 9 EMA. Microsoft, good volume above the 9 EMA. See if they can push over today's open price at 234.50s. Be a very good sign by tech if Microsoft could do that. Morning, Daniel. Glad to have you in here. Off to the J job. Have a good day, team. See you later, Big Lou. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you being here. I'll get an attaboy one day from Bueller. Attaboy, Justin Reed. Attaboy. There you go. Today's that one day. That's the only day you get, though. No more attaboys. Will SPY drop under? Most likely. We'll see, though. We do see some weights picking back up, trying to defend. See a few of you saying it now. Possibly Greg Leach. Possibly, but it's not fair to say this early on. All they've done is pushed up to almost today's open, so it could be a possible rejection of today's open for a further breakdown. If they retake that, though, they could definitely see high of day again. Anytime, Dustin. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Microsoft near open. Apple testing low of day. Good callouts by DX Mac coming in hot. Good job, Rambo, rolling your contracts. Apple's under. Good call out, Mel. Always trying to make this the new routine every day. Watch the stream, then workshop, then do some of my class I got from your Discord and learn every day until I'm ready, confident, and willing to trade. I'm very happy to hear that, man. Your hard work is going to pay off. Continue to give yourself time. Continue to slowly progress. No need to chase. No need to force. No need to rush things. And no need to compare yourself. So really good job, Dustin. I love your energy, man. Spy higher lows since 10 a.m. Good call out. Exactly, Mel. Good job watching that top weight of the market, because it definitely can pull the market down. Everybody's giving really good updates today. I love it. I feel like I'm hearing myself talk sometimes reading some of these messages, which is great.
Let's see here.
No, 3 bars can pop up on any time frame, Joel. This is Think or Swim by TD Ameritrade, Tom Hunter. Good call out breaking levels. I did see you. I do remember you mentioning that. I saw another part. I think it was. There was another person who mentioned BA as well. Heck yes, thank you, bro. I really think anyone who hasn't gotten the Discord and classes really should. It helps so much, seasoned vet or new to trading. You got to learn a lot. I've seen it over and over. 100%, man. 100%. And there's no excuses, too, because a lot of the paid content I have, you can essentially get for free by watching my channel. By being in the Discord, there's plenty of free information everywhere. It's not like, you know, everything I have is for charging. Like, I probably have more free info than I do paid info, to be honest. It's because I want people to get that tool. I don't really care about the money. It's more about getting people the tools they need. Including the streams. You know, all the lessons in here. I mean, it's not paid to join to join the YouTube stream. Tesla possibly breaking above the 9 EMA. Watch for rising volume. They have a very weak base here so far, and I say weak because a new low was made after that base here. So it's not like it's a strong base, but still got a good double bottom down here. Look for rising volume above the 9 EMA on Tesla. Amazon's still holding 92.20s. Could see a pop to the upside here in a minute. Microsoft's still pushing higher. Good to see. Apple did push that new low of day. Instantly got a buy reaction. If they cannot get over 140s, we might be seeing the beginning of a drop for Apple. Jack. No, that was very real. Very real. J-Bake just posted for free on the trade floor as well. He said we're building a base at 281.50s. You can see here on the triple Qs on the 5-minute. Building base. He says, if we break below, we have plenty of room down to 280s. I'm not looking at calls until we clear 283s. So he's making it very, very clear. Adding like a million reactions to this so people see it. Yes, Nox, I'm so hyped when you get hyped. Because this song is pretty nice. Heading out for the day, no trades. Couldn't find a retest play I liked. Pick up the phone a couple times to place a trade, but shut it off the moment I second guessed myself. Hey, that's really good strength, Brady. Good job. I wish everybody had that strength. Have a great rest of your day, though, man. Thank you for tuning in. Very true, but a lot of perks, and if you do pay, a lot of best investment I've made, and also investing into myself as well. Love to hear it, Dustin. I love your energy, man. Brady's message, though, that was very nice to read. I like that. My hat's off to Brady. When you are in doubt, sit out. Preach. Preach, Daffy. The wise words of Daffy. Where's Bug's money at? We got Daffy Buck. Where's Bug's money?
Too much. Microsoft's slowly drifting up. Amazon couldn't get over that pre-market low. Candle. Minute candle opening up pretty strong here on Netflix. See if we're going to take out this previous intraday high now. Got back over this pre-market high and the recent intraday high. Now we just have to get over the last one. Going towards yesterday high. Microsoft still coming up. Amazon trying to get that pre-market low. Tesla almost hit that pre-market low. Meta catching some buyers. XOM and Berkby still haven't really done anything.
Hey, there's Bugs. What's up, Bugs? Always happy to see your name pop up. What EMA do you have in your chart? It's just the 9 EMA. By popular demand of the stream. There we go, There we go, guys. 250 viewers, 210 likes. I like that a lot. Almost even. Good enough. Oh. Meta losing the 9 EMA.
Yeah, huge rejection on Netflix as well. After that quick pump.
Jesus, Leland. 6, 7, 8, 10, 21, 30, 50, 100 EMAs. Dude, I wouldn't even be able to see the candlesticks.
You can do an EMA cloud.
No, you didn't see what he said. He was saying like 100 more EMAs. He's just joking with me, though. At least he better be, is how I should put that. Wonder if there are real-life NPCs sometimes? Oh, dude, 100% there are. I meet one every day. There's some in these chats every single day. Oh, and Bollinger Bands? Oh, right on it, Leland. We can do Bollinger, we'll do VWAP, and we'll add TTM Squeeze.
Combinations.
Your videos got me on the right path to becoming a profitable trader. Thanks, man. I went to your live course with Keanu. Hey, good stuff, Vincent. Very happy to hear. Noxta. I swear I'm not a robot. I swear. Don't shoot. Nah, Noxta, you've never been an NPC. You've always been pretty good. It's all about kind of fitting into the groove. You know, at first you'll probably feel a little awkward because you don't know where to start or what to look at or what to focus on for a while or for how long. And really you should focus on whatever until you're comfortable and a little bit more confident no matter what you're looking at. But it's always about finding your groove. And then you can start to a little bit, you know, kind of work with that. Kind of figuring out where you want to focus on.
Making a new low a day here. Microsoft rejecting, Meta breaking down.
Yes. If anybody took my trade idea, start to trim some of your profits on Meta. If you were listening, as it was breaking the very first time on the 9 EMA, I said you can look to enter this play as long as you keep your stop loss at 142. We never closed over 142. We rejected it 3 times, and now we've got a sell-off candle. Please be sure to take some profits here from that trading opportunity, from that trade idea. Very good job, though. Again, the trade was taking it from the first break of the 9 EMA, keeping a stop loss at 142. Markets so people don't ask. Stop loss. And now you see we've broken today's open. A great time to trim some of your profits because this is a known area. Solid, which I don't even want to say 40% entry because as you guys may know, a 40% entry is the initial break of price, right? But we had a high, a lower high, so it gave a little bit more confidence than just saying, oh, it's a 40% entry. So that's why I like that one a lot. Good job, though. I hope some people took that. I hope some people were just paying attention, even if they weren't taking it for a trade. I hope you guys were at least just reviewing it for a mental trade. Of course, it is one of the greatest ways to grow.
Again, increasing volume on the 10-minute.
Big volume, lowering, rising, lowering. Getting some rising here, nothing crazy. Thank you, Daffy. Appreciate you. Oh, good job breaking levels. I see what you're doing. Oh. FaZe Bach, are you in the channel still, or in the stream still? By the picture you sent me, I can already tell you are not marking the same levels as me. Because I do not have that many levels on my screen. Should just be emerging candles and halfway points. We can go over it again if you want. I'll send you a DM on there in a minute after the stream. Gonna be watching Apple for a pullback. I really like it for a downside on the daily. Good eye by Noxta. Small caps at the lagger. Good call out D-Touch. Couldn't hear typing was the giveaway. There you go. Cut me, why don't you? Peter, you got big gains, man. Don't look back. Show me the left side, Bach. You're just showing me the center of the screen. This doesn't really help me with anything. I need to see the left side where you're getting the levels from. But I can already assume I do not have the same levels as you, because if you go to my chart, I do not have that many. I don't have as many levels as you did. You had like a billion. I mean, I know I have a lot of lines, but again, this isn't for the daily time frame. So showing me a picture like this doesn't really help me. I need to see either your smaller time frame and see these levels here, so I can see your BB levels as well from the previous day, or I need to see that far left of your screen where I can actually see where you're grabbing them from. Please do that for me. Out of spite, 40%. Round of applause to Mel. Beautiful, beautiful Mel. All done for me now, up to 50% on the day. Can't ask for more. Heard that before. Good job, though, Mel. Beautiful job. You're literally killing the market. Good morning, Bueller and all. Applied your lessons today and got 2 out of 2 wins. Mental trading now. Thanks. Beautiful job, Hector. I love to see you guys catching your gains, or whatever outcome you have, and then moving on to the mental trading for better opportunity and continued learning. Beautiful, beautiful job. Seriously. Good job, Hector. Good job, Mel. And yeah, good job, Peter. You had a great day today. Mel is a beast. You are 100% correct on that. Could you zoom in for me? Oh God, Mel's doing it again. Oh, okay, it's only $2. Good, good, good. I thought he was gonna spam me again. Good job, Mel. It really is cool, Mel, seeing you do some of your plays, because it's just nice to kind of get other people's perspective, review how they did, how they see things. It's a really good job, man. I really do mean that. Very happy for you. Very proud of you. Mel's been in here for a few weeks now, a little over, I would say he's probably closer to 2 months now, but still really, really good breakdowns by him the entire way through. He's been super open about what he's doing, constructively criticizes anything I say, also accepts constructive criticism, so Mel's a really good guy. I can't wait to see where we are in, a year from now, Mel. I can't wait to see.
Amazon getting up there over that pre-market low, Tesla at pre-market low, see if it's going to get over it like Amazon.
%20 puts on SPX. Watch Love Day break and hold. Thanks, brother. Mental now. Good job, coach. That's what I like to hear. Getting your play and moving on. Good snipe, too, coach. I'm not sure how long Mel's been trading. I don't think it's super long, though. I don't think he's been around super, super long. He's just a hard worker. Very choppy day for some of these charts. Pretty decent moves by others. A little bit of a mix. I am seeing a little bit of a curl up on Nvidia and AMD. Not so much on Google, not so much on Meta. Really good job if you're still in Meta. They took another new low right there. Tesla kicking ass as they got back above. Remember what I said? I said you want to look for a rising volume close over this. You didn't get that until this candle. So this was the first one to break, but you didn't get rising volume until this candle popped up. Really good push from that candle so far. It looks like they're trying to go push towards 141, possibly 142. So good job if you listen to that idea. Amazon seems to be following suit as well. Actually, Amazon seems to be helping Tesla more than Tesla itself. They broke above, held a higher low, and now they're continuing higher over their meat of their high so far. So that is helping out Tesla a lot. Started with you, I would say 6-7 weeks. Yeah, I was thinking like just under 2 months. So yeah, probably 6-7 weeks. It's pretty accurate, I'd say. Mel hasn't been around that long, though. He's just a very hard worker. He listens, he reviews, he mental trades a lot. He goes through a lot of his charts on his own. And he's very confident. He's a non-hesitant type person. He doesn't look to hesitate. Been trading over a year, but was making random plays, to be honest, with no method or strategy, etc. Watching this helps me a lot, and I've since put a lot of it on hold, just mental and paper for now. Good stuff. I like to see this. I like to see the maturity of our community. I like to see everybody disciplined. They have a plan in front of them. They understand what they're going to be focused on for the next few months, next year, next, year plus. It's good to see that. I think all of us would say that, Mel, but I think that's also your strong suit. Being aggressive. And as long as you're aggressive and know when to cut your losses instead of sitting there and just holding forever, that's when that can be painful, is when you start to hold those forever. Great room for staying here. Glad to have you, WCCI 1224. We'll just call you Wookie.
Wookie.
Hey, Mario, your first day in here as well. Very glad to have you both in here. If it's your first day in here, let us know. We're a very open community. We will not bite you hard. Definitely be sure to check out the poll at the top of the channel, but also if you're new in here, be sure to check out the workshop number 11 video. This video breaks down how to draw the levels, how to navigate them, the types of entries we look for and limit ourselves to, as well as the staircase method, which is a method we like to use to grow any size account in a very progressive manner. I study like no tomorrow, went over and over the BB, and I do 2 days on demand, and I even look at trades after hours till I can't see the screen. So Mel just is like a robot. Holding too long is what has screwed me the most. Now with the levels and a better understanding of my goals, pre-trade, I have no incentive to hold more than I plan. I love it, Carnage. I love to hear it. Yes, Val, that would be a good idea. It actually limits some losses too, because it's not a good day to look for reversals quite yet. First day, love you guys in Spaces on Twitter. Love you too, man. Glad to have you in here. On demand, Noxta. If you look at the top right of your screen on your TOS, you'll see you can't see it on my screen because I have this logo in between. But if you see on demand at the top right, that is essentially this. You can go and you can back test other days. You can even click play. So let's say I wanted to go back to March 4th, 2019 at 8:30. It'll take me to that. It'll click play and it'll start trading for me. So I could start, let's say, charting SPY. So real quick, let's just look. So here's the... Oh, that's not the pre-market high. I'm sorry. Pre-market high, previous day high, Previous day close. Previous day low. And you can start trading it. You could even adjust it to like, oh, I want to go ahead 8 minutes or whatever. It's like, all right, bet. In the first 8 minutes, we got a rejection of the pre-market high. It seemed to still be rejecting, and it's essentially how you can paper trade. But then you can go back to normal. Also, I have a few videos to plug, and then I'll get to your question, Agent. So if you go to my channel, and you go to actually they're right here. Go to my channels. You'll see a guy named Username NF right here. This is one of my best friends in trading. I would definitely check out all of his content. But he gives you good templates and good videos on how to add contracts to your watch list, how to trade from on demand. I would check out all of his videos. He has 6 now, all of which are super high quality. Go back to my channel. There's a few more channels you should check out. Sherman. Sherman has 2 really good hour-long videos that are essentially workshop classes, kind of like my longer videos on my channel. He breaks down everything. He has a list of everything he goes through. You can see there on the right side of that thumbnail. So I would definitely check out this channel as well. And I'm not saying do all this today, but take your time. And then you have all these videos by Leland here, which are all amazing. Leland is one of our best traders, as a lot of you may already know. So I would definitely check out his content as well. Daffy has a couple videos as well that I think are pretty interesting from his own perspective, in the same sense that Leland and Sherman and Username all posted as well. And then you have, of course, the backup channel, but it doesn't matter right now. But seriously, though, love that my community has multiple leaders and members in it that are posting their own content, getting everybody on the same page. And we have another new lower high on SPY as they're rejecting the 9 EMA again. They're sticking very close to it, though. Of course, Noxta, always. And that's kind of what I mean by visualizing and mental trading. You know, you can do this when the charts aren't moving. You know, just kind of look left to right. On demand helps as well if that kind of affects you a little bit.
Watch for Netflix over this previous intraday high coming up.
Always, Tim Costello. Glad to have you. Second day in here. Joined your Discord on Monday. Been playing options for about 2 months now. I did 20% of the account for the first month. Last month was not as good. Just today alone, I did 20% of my account. Beautiful job, Chad. Very happy to hear that for you. Discord links in the bio of my YouTube, but I'll send it again if it's not working or something. I'm not sure, Mario. I'd have to go back in the recording and see. I just went over like 6 or 7 different videos people should watch, so I don't want to tell you the wrong one. Agent said, though, what are some significant pillars in your trading journey, BB? Like, who inspired you to become a trader, and how did you take it to the next level for yourself? I've actually never had a mentor or any kind of inspiration to get into trading. It was really all myself in the situation I was in. I hated plumbing. I love the ideas of plumbing. I love the technicalities of it. I hated the grunt work that I had to do all the time for the shitty pay that I was getting. So I ended up getting really just motivated to find something else, and creating a community and getting into trading was a big thing for me. I got into dividends first, compound interest, all that great stuff, before getting into options. And then the more I started charting, the more I started using fibs, the more I started using levels, the more I started realizing, like, man, this is pretty possible. Then I came up with my own system, which, again, I'm not saying I'm the only person who's ever come out with the pre-market system, but I am the only person that you've ever met that ever uses anything called an emerging candle alongside that pre-market system with the previous day levels to give you a good combination, really. I mean, that's really all you're using is a combination of price history to give yourself a really better high probability view of more opportunities, really. You know, it just kind of came down to planning it. But I've never had a mentor. I've never had any kind of inspirations. I'm not really big on following, you know, a bunch of different traders because I don't know. I'm just not like that. It's not that I don't want help. It's that I just don't think what other people provide is help. You know, a lot of what other people show on Twitter, Instagram, these gurus that everyone always makes fun of, the reason they suck so much is that they don't know what they're talking about. You know, it's kind of like that saying from all the rappers. They say, you know, if they don't go in the booth and rap a whole lot, well, they probably don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's kind of the case with a lot of traders is you'll see them talk a lot. You'll see them say a lot. But if you actually listen to what people are saying, they're not actually telling you anything. They're just saying vague shit that makes no sense. You know, if you actually truly listen to a video or a breakdown from somebody. I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm just saying most people. So that's kind of why I had a little bit of distrust in it. I mean, people suck. That's essentially what I'm saying. But I've never had any kind of inspiration from anyone. It was really just self-taught, self-inspiration, kind of a stick to it by myself kind of thing. But I'd say the biggest pillar of my trading was back testing a shit ton. It really wasn't apparent to me that these levels and the volume and how we navigate things now, like how we got to where we are now, I would never have believed it was possible if I didn't go back test as much as I possibly. I mean, there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of charts we used on demand that I would just leave the chart like this and I'd go back to another day and review it over and over and over. I would say the back testing and reviewing really what was a pillar in my trading was really kind of forcing myself to focus on certain things and say, hey, look, this is what you should limit yourself to. If it isn't this, don't trade it. You know, it kind of became a process along that. But that was a good question. Thank you for asking. And you guys always ask me, like, you know, what about your zones video, blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you guys, you know, every time I've gone over it, I've said this, and I'm sorry if you've already heard this, so I'm repeating myself. But the reason I made that zones video on my channel, the only zones video on my channel, the BB style zones, is because if you go watch any zones videos, and this is like a really good analogy or example of how most people on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you know, all these social medias are, these traders, air quotates, is all of them will post good info, you know, of general stuff, but they don't ever tell you like the insides of it. They never give you a routine or a process. You know, when you come into my streams, I tell you exactly how to get the exact same levels as me. I show you exactly what a 40%, 80% buy the dip, you know, what all these entries are, because they have parameters, they have rules, right? So you have to stick to them. If you watch a lot of these videos that cover zones and from other traders, a lot of them don't give you exact rules. They just kind of give you a little bit of guesswork saying, oh yeah, like for example, you know, oh yeah, there's a good resistance, there's a good support here that broke, and there's a good resistance here, so there's a level here now. You know, yeah, no shit. But how am I going to do that on a different, let's say tomorrow happens and it doesn't look exactly like this. How am I going to know to do that? You know, there's not any rules that they gave you, right? Whereas when you go to mine, I tell you, oh, you go from the high before the reversal, you go to the open of the last green candle. I'm giving you rules to follow. This is something I don't see in a lot of videos that give you that breakdown. And it really sucks because a lot of people read into that and they just vaguely watch it. They'll watch 30% of that video and they're like, oh, that guy knows exactly what he's talking about. But then again, they don't. And you would know that if you watched all of it. So it just kind of gets me.
We got a minute 30 left on the next 30-minute candle. Next, it's coming up to that previous intraday high. SPY's coming up a little bit. See what we get. Tesla's still moving higher with Amazon. Microsoft's still trying to hold that pre-market low and push up. Looking for these bids to come in over 363 on Netflix.
Nice, good job sticking to it. So what kept you on track and disciplined along the way? Pain, really. I hated the frustration probably kept me going. The frustration of knowing that this was the only way out of the current scenario that I was in at that time. I would say frustration, motivation to want to fix my life, to be in a better position. I'm in a 300 times better position than I was when I was in plumbing. I had a cap too, you know, I was only going to make $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year. I was never going to get past that unless I got a real license, kept moving on with it. And even then, it's still not that much of an upside. Whereas this, there is no cap limit on my upside. It's as far as I want it to be, whether it's from trading community, from any of my other, because we don't just have a trading community. I don't just trade. We don't just do these streams. We also have a 3D printer store. We have other things going for us. So it just shows you like, okay, wow, there's a lot more opportunity out here if I just go do it myself. You know, so it was really just self-motivation to strive to want to be something better than just, oh shit, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I want to do better. You know, it's all about yourself, telling yourself what you really want. You know, if you really do want to better yourself, you will do whatever it takes, you know. If you don't really care and there is a little bit of comfortability, you're not really going to have that sense of urgency compared to the person that does. Oh yeah, Peter. Sometimes the phone does that. I haven't mentioned that. I'm glad you said that. But sometimes the phone will keep you on like auto, which auto is like the shittiest quality. It'll like put you down to the lowest one to like save your speed or whatever on your phone. But yeah, check that sometime. I'll notice on my iPad it'll do that too. Sometimes it'll like take me down to 140p. It's like, what the hell? Why would I watch this in 140p? Yeah, but it's like the auto setting, which you can actually go into settings, Peter, and change that. I don't know where, so I can't tell you, but there is a place in settings that if you go to, you can change the auto quality of the video instantly. Why, does the mic sound bad, Daffy? Can you 3D print cars, some sort parts be? No, we don't really do car parts. It's not my store, it's my friend's store under the same name. Which I'll show you if you really want to link to it. Here's the link to the smaller 3D store. This is the smaller one, and the bio of that store is the main store that my friend runs. On his side store, he has only 112 sales, but on his main store, which I'm going to click on now, he has 7,648 sales. So he's kind of booming. And he started this about the same time I got into my main Discord community. Yep, me and my partner work hard. We just focus on a couple things and just save up. Just keep working hard. We're not really worried about money. It's more or less worried about what's important to us. No, I do not have a back testing video because it's simple enough. When you're going through your trades freedom, circle entry, circle exit, point out what would your stop loss be, point out what was your target, drop any thoughts on your thought process. You know, what were you feeling whenever you entered? Did you feel confident? What were you feeling when you exited? Did you feel great? Did you feel like something was missing? You know, write all of this down. Write as much as you can down. Okay, good stuff, Peter. Glad to see that was fixed. Here, I'll just show you Divert. I'll link it. Like I said, I'll go to war for anybody who has tried. You know, you've clearly tried looking for the video. If you can't find it, I'll go get it for you. It's the people who are lazy and say, you know, just lazy shit. Like, oh, this isn't working for me. I have no hope, blah, blah, blah. Like, shut up. That's not going to help you. Here you go, Divert. I'm posting it right now. Good call out by Ace Ventura. Thank you, Daydream Johnny. Appreciate you. The fact that you said I'm up in here painting charts like Bob Ross, that made my day. Shout out to Bob Ross. Possibly, Peter. I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, that's low of day, but you could say we have possibly seen low of day. Just because we've had an extended dip, we had another extended dip, and we've made a pretty good reversal so far. Nothing crazy. Very low volume on the reversal so far, so you're going to want to see volume pick up. But still, nice to see that we're back above this candle. Remember, this was the high volume candle we were kind of focused on today. This is the second most volume in the day. So the fact that we're kind of getting above that again after another low is actually a pretty good sign. Also, another good sign, even though you guys know I hate trend lines, it is very cool to also see we are currently getting above the passive trend line from today's price action. So that's a good sign as well. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys. I really do believe this is the greatest community around, not because of me or because any of my leaders in chat, but because everyone is a leader. There is no such thing as a follower in this stream. There's no such thing as a follower in my Discord. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's working hard towards the same goal. Everybody's helping each other out, dropping their thoughts, dropping their reviews, dropping their trades. It's a lot of teamwork in here, and that's why I believe we're the greatest community around. It's because of the teamwork, not by me, but by everyone involved. All right, let me catch up. Sorry, I was answering some DM. Shut up, Bob. I got you, Noxta. Why do I hate trend lines? Because they're very... How do I put this without sounding weird? It's all point of view. It's all perspective. You know, what I might draw, you might not draw. And also time frame perspective. So let me break down both of those examples. So you versus me perspective, right? I might draw this, right? You might not draw that. You might not like that. You might think, oh, I need to include pre-market info, right? So then you draw this. And you get a different trend line than me. So on my trend line, I would say, oh, we're breaking out. On your trend line, you would say, oh, we're just slowly getting up to it. We're not even breaking out yet. So that's one problem, is that we're never going to have the same trend lines. So that's one thing. You versus me. That's going to be very biased. You know, your bias versus my bias, right? And then there's time frame perspective, right? So what I draw on this time frame, let's say, and this isn't an actual trend line, but let's say I'm drawing from here, right? And I'm like, oh, that's the trend line we need to get above, right? And you draw a different one. To say you're like, oh, we need to get below that one, right? You go down to the 5 minute, that's going to look completely different, right? So when it breaks out here, it's not actually breaking out on the daily because the time frame is off, right? And then I'd say the tertiary reason is because it's inaccurate. A lot of people who draw trend lines, and I'm not saying you do this, I'm not saying I do this, I'm just saying in general, people draw trend lines like Helen Keller would draw trend lines. I'm not trying to roast anybody who is near Helen Keller, but if you go from this high to this high right here, right? You know, you're focused on this point and this point. That's a great trend line because you're focused on 2 points that make sense and you don't really care where opening price is, right? So that's a good trend line, right? Most people, though, don't do that. Most people draw trend lines that accommodate for current price. People that want to draw trend lines that accommodate for current price are focused on current price being the pivot point. You don't want your pivot point to move. It's not like basketball where your foot can move, right? So a lot of people will draw trend lines that make sense just to make it make sense for that moment, and then that's wrong. So there's just too many things that are too much of a changing variable for me to like trend lines. Now there is awesome things about trend lines for looking for like short-term moves, like we have a trend line blah 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 here. It broke support, we need to start shorting it, or it just shows good selling pressure. If you use trend lines, that's great. I'm not taking anything away from you. It's same thing as indicators. I see it as an extra confirmation, not the initial confirmation. That should never be the entire reason that you're getting into it. It can be a side reason, but those are a few reasons on why I don't like trend lines. And everyone thinks differently. You might like bigger time frames versus me liking smaller time frames, or vice versa. It's always going to be a changing variable. So that's the reason I don't like them. There's just too much bias, too much changing perspective. It's too much of a moving variable for me. And you'll see people have I have a really good popular trendline video too that explains, what trend lines are actually used for, not just for taking trades. If you go to my videos, nope, not the community. Videos, go to popular, should be one of my top videos. Yeah, the 6 most viewed video, trend lines, primary, secondary, and tertiary. This kind of breaks down how you should view trend lines. Volume divergence, scalping on the 1 minute, the workshop video, swing trading, how to draw your levels for support and resistance. All these videos give everything, but that video breaks down trend lines very well if you haven't seen it already. It's a little over 2 years old.
Video trying to get back over its yesterday low.
Possibly, Mr. Shadow. I like how you put that too, kind of showing us a different perspective with a bigger time frame than the 5 minute. I do appreciate that. %, Ace Ventura. And no problem, Ian or Lan. That was a good question, though. Also, I haven't covered that in a while, so it was good to go over it again. Apple and Microsoft still trying to build buyers. It's good to see for the tech sector. Amazon hit resistance of 94.30s. Tesla's still on fire from the buy the dip entry we talked about earlier. I did say it was very risky though because they have earnings today, so it's going to be very high premium contracts. So if you didn't enter that because it was expensive, I do not blame you. Meta trying to get some buyers. We took a trade from here to here. They seem to have done really well from the continuation down to the next area. So if anybody was still stuck in that play, they got even better profits than we got. And now they're trying to fight back over the 90 MA and possibly retake today's open. Google not even reacting at all. AMD catching some buyers after a short-term base build. Nvidia had a short-term base build building up some buyers. And Netflix has just been all over the place today. Yo, this saxophone's slapping. Or whatever it is. I like the 90 MA. I like the middle VWAP, Peter. I don't like the outer lines of VWAP. That's why I haven't minded you guys posting about VWAP so much, because VWAP is a great indicator. If you're using middle VWAP. I don't really like the outer lines of it. It's not as accurate. But no, middle VWAP super accurate 90 MA. I mean, they're almost this. They're not almost the same thing, but they're fairly close enough. But both of those are great. I think it's great you're using the middle VWAP. %, finite, and that's what I was literally just showing too when I was looking through those videos. Is I had a volume divergence video. Divergence is great. And technically, you use that every time we look at an 80% entry, because when you see rising price but lowering volume, that's essentially telling you that that's going to be a weak retest and that bears are most likely still in control. That's a divergence in itself. So yes, 100% we do. But like you said, for general trend direction, though, not as much, but it is very useful. The 29 are great combinations, Peter. Love those combos. Google by the dip, possibly Noxta, which would be good TA too because you've seen everything else pick up. Google is a laggard. So it has a good low, it has a good second low. Can it get a good rising volume push over this level here and the 9 EMA? If so, then yes, this is a good buy the dip play. And be sure to go vote in polls if you're in my server. I'm going to say I love it. Rising volume closed over the 9 EMA and the resistance Noxta. God, Sinful is such a savage. Do you ever use VMA average to assist in identifying high/low volume candles? No, but I do have a cool indicator if you want the link to it. It's called True Volume. I'll show you the true volume. It's essentially what it means. You see the exact amount of buying and selling on a day, the percentage, what sell percentage is there. Getting off for today. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Satchmo, for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. Are these trading cards, Dustin? Like sports cards? $200 to 25K. Jesus, that's a bid ask if I've ever seen one.
Right. Some of them cars are going for crazy right now.
I don't look at it too much, Peter. I'll look at it here and there. It's not something I check every single day or every single week. But ADD is a great side indicator or side confirmation to kind of check out. Is this buying true? Is this selling true? It's good to know those kind of things. But I don't use it too much. I used to use ATR. I used to have it as like an indicator up here at the top right. It just show me a percentage. I kind of see ATR as kind of like the energy of things. Like, let's say you have a fucking 120% ATR. That stock's probably done for the day. Probably not going to see a new high or new low because you have over 100% ATR. A lot of its energy has been used. A lot of its range has been used. Is there a true volume indicator for trading? I'm sure there is. There's no way there isn't. And don't pay for one. You should never have to pay for an indicator. 99% of the time, 100% of the time, you should be able to make the indicator. Oh, in Discord, your card. Oh, okay. Sports business trading cards as well as Pokemon. Oh, nice, man. I remember when that started popping off again, when the whole Pokemon stuff started popping off. I remember seeing a lot of people. Getting into it.
Was almost back at that yesterday low. See if we're gonna get through it.
My bad, Nox. I was on the phone for like 5 seconds. I did see it pop, and I saw when you said the 50% of the previous candle held. Good call out. It actually went red to green, too, so that was cool to see. Good job there, Nox. Really good call out. Oh, nice, Dustin. Good to see here. Any news here on what? On the market? I mean, we had a lot of bad news, so that's why we were down initially, but now we're getting a little bit of a buy reaction from that drop. And yeah, be very careful, Noxta, for current day open. I know that's most of the time your main target, but you do have a good level here that you need to look past at 94.70. So if it can't pass that, just cut it. But if you do see a good push past that, current day open should be a good target. You got to remember, too, it's not always just going to go straight up to it. You're going to have different variations where you see it like push up, retest, push up, retest, push up, and then it finally hits. You know, so sometimes it is better just to take it at that short-term level or, you know, at the in-between of that range. Just so you know, because there is sometimes different variations. Good job, though. I'm glad we're visualizing this together. Me and Noxta are on a little date. Andrew, nice post on your Twitter. He said, if you're not on Bueller's live stream, then what are you doing? And then he shows an almost 30% profit loss day. Preach. I love the amount of support we have on so many different platforms now, too. You guys have really been super nice to me on Twitter. Oh, I better plug my phone in.
I'll sleep with it off the charger.
I literally did. I woke up and it was at like 16% this morning. Maximum tune. I'm trying to think. What platform is that on? You won't complain? Good. You're going to be the perfect date, Noxta. We're going to wine and dine. Can't always win. Got to lose some. Speaks volumes of truth when someone shows loss. 100%. You're going to lose plays. That's a fact. You're going to lose plays, and I'll see people get frustrated with that. They'll get past the back testing, reviewing, and they'll think, all right, I have to win every trade. No, that's not true. You're going to take entries that seem good, and then you have to have a stop loss in place, because just because that entry was good does not mean it's perfect. There is going to be reversals. There's things that we don't know or understand that can happen on the stock chart. Volume pours in, whatever happens, you are going to lose trades. So you have to understand that, guys. The difference is you need to understand when you're losing a trade from a good entry and when you're losing a trade from a bad entry. That is what you need to understand, as well as how was your exit? Did you exit at a good spot that didn't completely hurt your account when you exited? And then two, did you exit at a spot that makes sense? You shouldn't just be holding a trade for 3 hours long and then finally cutting it just because you feel like it, right? You should stick to whatever happens, to whatever you planned beforehand. Stick to that. But 100% though, you are going to lose trades. Just remember that. $85% buy the dip entry on SPY. Too bad it was paper. 0%. Still though, really good practice, Taylor. copped my real trades on Spyler. I'm happy. Hey, that's good. Well, that's good. You got some real trades, then you got to mental trade some stuff. Even if the mental trades were bigger, who cares? You know, you got really, really good practice, and that's more important right now, right? Not making money. It's all about making good trades that make sense, that have good reasoning.
Got a minute left before our next candles on the market.
SPY got some really good buyers. They're back above today's open. Very good sign by SPY. Apple helping out. Microsoft helping out after dipping a little lower. So it's good to see the tech sector picking back up. Amazon's doing pretty good. Tesla's doing pretty good. So it looks like a lot of the reversals that happen have actually gone a good distance, which is good. Now, this might not be good timing for the Knox to play on Google, just because they're still basing. We would essentially need everything to continue higher for the Google play to continue higher, just because they are slowing down at the worst time. Everything's kind of hitting a resistance and slowing down, or just now getting over a level after an extended run. So we might not have really good timing on this play here, but we'll see. So far, it's still holding. Maybe not a rounding bottom, but I could see why you see that, Jose. When you look for a rounding bottom, you want to see it more on bigger time frames, but this is essentially one, yes. Can't say it isn't. Claude on SPY Noxta. Good eye mRNA, or good eye Jack on mRNA. Good job. Possible.
I've seen someone mention that potential 3-bar play on Microsoft, and it looks to be playing out here.
Like I said, Knox, though, I think it was just bad timing. Everything else had already kind of gotten to where they needed to be. Not really good timing from Google. That was a pretty good example of looking at kind of compare contrast view. Like, you really do need SPY to break 396.40s, and we need to see a majority of these sectors continue a little bit higher for Google to have that high probability bounce here. But I love the base build that this has. This is essentially the ideal setup. Just not amazing timing with it right now. What's up, Gabriella? Yeah, we can look at Meta. Meta's getting a good buy reaction. Ever since they took that dip from that trade we took, they've got a really good buy reaction from there, and they had rising volume close over 141.20s, which was today's open price, a very strong level. I'll remove this so it's a little easier to see. And since then, they've pushed up to this area, slowed down. And here's actually a good example for the question that Jose just asked. How would you draw it for this time frame? I like to do open range breakouts. So if I see like a move like from here to here, and it can hold this vicinity, it's a good bounce area. You can see they actually broke it, rejected it, so it's a good rejection. Here would be another good example, because we broke out from the today's open up to here and then slowed down. You can see during that slowdown, they held over the control point. The halfway point is also another name for it. And now they're pushing up again, so a very good retest right there. VIX new low of day, great call out, Daffy. I was just interested, Noxta. I really like that you were watching it in depth, so I wanted to watch it with you. My head kind of hurts, I'm not going to lie, so I'm not looking to take another trade after Meta. But I was interested in that because it had a cool little rounding move. I like that it popped up after the base. It's really just essentially trying to hold, but again, very bad timing with how everything else was. Thanks, my guardian angel. Just the buy the dip setups are so much fun to watch because it'll blow your mind every time. But it's also cool to figure out the different variations of them. Same thing with the 40%, 80% entries, you know, that sometimes they don't work out. You're going to see different variations. It's the same thing with this. It's nice to see it build that base. And even if it does go up, what is going to invalidate that? You know, that's kind of what that goes through my head when I look at this stuff is what's going to invalidate this and what is going to keep this going. You know, it's what do bulls want, what do bears want, essentially every time.
Mhm. Meta pushing a little bit higher. Apple hasn't got over that yesterday low. Tesla can't get over pre-market high, but it's right there.
SPY going for new high day. Good call out. Rejecting. Very weak volume on that new high of day too. Or not new high of day. Technically they didn't cross it yet, but touching it.
Just trying to get that pre-market high.
See how that was bad timing though, Noxta? I'll probably move on from this example, but it's still nice to see that not work out after seeing a really good base. Well, not work out yet. But if everything starts to reverse and break lower again, Google is definitely making a new low of day and not going to continue that potential base build. But still nice to see whether it works or not. SPY getting a little tired. Now, if let's say SPY was right here, Noxta, it was doing its base build buy up. You know, this would have been a good time for Google to start doing that move. Google was still trying to do this move though, while SPY was doing this, so it was just late. She had late confluence on that. Honestly, Ace, I really don't look at that too much unless I see that they have low volume. So like a second ago, I was saying this is a weak push. It's because of the amount of green candles in a row that are small bodies with legs on both sides, as well as lowering volume. So that's what really gets me. It's not really the number of candles, because that will throw you off. You'll be like, oh, I have 6 green candles in a row. The next few have to show some red, at least to some extent. And the next thing you know, it doesn't. And it all depends on the size of the candles that happened before, as well as the volume that stepped in. That's what really kind of tells you the story of what's possible, that should affect your influence on it at least. Tesla strong. Yeah, for real, Tesla's kicking ass. Got it back above 142.60s, holding on top for now. Essentially what SPY needs to do, above 396.40s. We're back up to that level though, guys. This was the area from the bigger time frame. Remember, they need to get past this level to show that buyers are here to start filling that gap again. AKA my blackjack gambler's fallacy kicking. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. No, I mean, it makes sense what you're saying. I'm not saying what you said was, like, crazy. I just try not to think about that too much because that will throw you off a little bit. But that's not a bad way to think about it, though. Definitely not. Or you might be crazy, but you're not crazy for that exact reason.
Alien, send in the Red Bulls.
Oh, Jackson Abernathy. Is that you on Instagram? I just followed you back. Leland's Red Bull might help Spy. It literally would. Took 10% on calls. That's my boy, Sinful. Everybody do a round of applause for Sinful. That's the meme lord right there. There's some fighting going on here. High volume. Go call it Noxta. Yo, shout out J-Bake for that triple Q plan. Solid. Exactly, man. I love J-Bake. J-Bake always has really good plans for both sides on Qs. He really does a good job of kind of doing the compare alongside my TA as well. Because I always cover Spy. He always covers the triple Q. So it's a really awesome little thing we got going here. There you go, Sinful. Getting the credit you deserve. People calling you meme lord. I told you the day would come. He didn't believe me, but the day came. Whenever I said meme lord to him, all I could picture was that SpongeBob scene where they're all like bowing to Plankton, like, all hail Plankton. All hail Sinful. Alright, see if Spy can get a little bit of a pop or if we're going to get another drop under the 9 EMA for some short-term confirmation to the downside. Google's still holding relatively well. Not really breaking anything to the downside. Let's see if they can finally get back up off their feet. Yes, with the chum buckets on their head, exactly. Now it should rip up so I can have some ragrets. Bro, the ragrets meme is still funny. Oh, Mel took that dip on Tesla. Oh. I do like the level it's holding, Mel. This is a very powerful level. I think we used it a couple days ago as well. Oh my god, is Google finally going to bounce? Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're about to have liftoff. Blows up account, no regrets. Throws up gang sign. Spells gang sign backwards. Dude, that movie was great. Is great. What are we saying was for past tense? Present tense is great. I'm a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Hey, who blew that bubble? God, that movie has so many memes in it. I am not singing. Good try, Sonia. Props for trying. Four out of four today, 34%, 44%, 29%, 58%, all on Spile thanks to your levels, ideology, and constant updates on what this... Wow, you keep giving me all this appreciation, man. You got to give yourself some credit, Chance. To be 4 out of 4 takes another level of focus. Beautiful job, Chance. I'm very happy for you. I'm very proud of you, man. Seriously, pat on the back from myself personally. Beautiful job, man. And thank you again. Hubert, you might need to change the... quality setting. I had a few people say that today as well. Sometimes they'll change you back to auto and it'll shove you on 140p. You can easily click on the cogwheel, change the quality, ramp it up. No, we're not having a singing day. Y'all could give me $10,000 and I still wouldn't sing.
Come on, Josh.
Nah, never.
We could do like the Itsy Bitsy Spider or something like that. River your boat.
You sing then.
Shoot. Netflix has held this area forever and is coming back up to retest that previous intraday high. If it pops us to the upside, it should be a decent move to yesterday high. That Spy's coming up, Google's coming up, so we'll see if we can get it on Netflix.
Apple's coming up too. Apple's kicking ass.
Yeah, Microsoft coming back up.
Let's go. Google might have a chance here after all. Rambo all over spy features today on the callouts. Good job. I'm singing over here. You guys hear me? Yeah, man, I hear you. You got a beautiful voice. I was just being quiet. I wanted to give you your room.
Netflix coming up. See if it can break 363.20. Hit some prints about there right now. Wicked off the first time. See if we can get over this level. Short-term increasing volume coming in. Nothing crazy.
Damn, our premium chat is super active today. Those guys are... That chat is full of nothing but goats in there. They don't even call out stocks. They just go, bah.
Spy's trying to get that yesterday low. Everything else is creeping up.
Shut up, Wacko Jacko. That's from Step Brothers. I can't even look at you right now, Brennan. Yo, Daffy, what is up, man? Thank you so much for the $5 donation. You know you didn't have to do that, man. I appreciate you. To the moon and back. To Pluto and back. Screw anybody who hates Pluto. How often does Spy fill the gap the very next day? I don't want to say all the time, but it does happen pretty frequently. I more or less aim for like 2-3 days later, because sometimes you'll have like that gap down happen and then it has a little bit of a sell-off, or even a gap up, let's say, right? Let's say it gaps up, and then you have like a reset candle, then it has like another reset candle, then it pulls back, then it fills that gap. That was like 3 days later, you know? So sometimes it's between 1 to 3 days for the most part, but there are times where you'll see a gap sits there for a while. Like Netflix, that's a great example. Meta, that's a great example. Did we just become best friends? Yep. Favorite non-pornographic house magazine? Good Housekeeping. What? Favorite dinosaur? Velociraptor. John Stamos. I know that movie too well, as you can tell.
We'll watch it later today.
Eat shit, Derek. That scene when Derek's singing, he's like, I can sing high. And then they, whoa, whoa. Even better, we got them when we're 40. Are those power tools I hear? It's just my toothbrush, Dad. That is not a toothbrush. That movie has too many good lines. Peter, maybe you weren't here a few moments ago, but I've already stated that we are looking for Spy. Here, I'll go back. We're watching Google right now because me and Knox are having a date. But for Spy, the thing that we were looking over was today's open. You wanted to see if today's open could break and hold. You ended up getting kind of a weak push at first, and then more volume started stepping in. So you've had a really good push from today's open. The level was 396.40s, though, to look at. Next level is 397.30s. It's already hitting. The next one's 398, which I said the bigger range today is kind of between 394 and 398 for today's range. So the fact that we've dipped down to the bottom part of it, made our way up to the top of it, you might have seen low and high of day for all we know. You could see the rest of the day range trade. Love the singing part in the car. Oh, dude, that's one of the best parts in the movie. If I could sing like Derek did in that scene, I would. And I can sing high. Dane Cook, pay-per-view, 20 minutes. Come on, babe. No, you're good, Peter. You're totally fine, man. If you're ever missing out, just ask. I understand people have to walk away. They're at work. They're at school. They're busy with their lives, busy with their kids. It's totally fine. It's the people that I know for damn sure were here and don't listen that will frustrate me. We should do this again sometime, babe. What's your talent? Well, I have the voice of an angel. I know that that's a lie because Cops doesn't come on till 4. I saw my son today use a bicycle as a weapon. Am I gonna get?
Down to good.
I was gonna say, am I gonna get copyright for saying too many of these lines?
Maybe slowing down at that yesterday low on SPY.
If you're a passive player here, Noxta, this would probably be the best time to take profits just because it's not much movement since this candle. But they are still holding up very well. And honestly, since we're seeing this kind of laggard movement by Google, your main target probably should be from between here and here, between this and today's open. So about 95 should be the main target, if anything, if not past 94.70. Just because of how late it is to the party. Okay, nice. Still a very fine example of the Nox. Let's move on from it. We'll come back to it later and look at it. But still, that was a good example to kind of look over for a bit and just kind of see how it was going to pan out. That was probably the most beautiful base build setup of the day. It just didn't pop. You can see Apple had like a short-term one. Microsoft had a short-term reversal. I mean, none of it was like base build, true base build. A lot of these were like low to higher low, which aren't as strong, but still very nice base builds. Tesla had a pretty decent one. They had that low, then that extra low that held up, and they had a higher low, so that was nice to see. And you can see they've done really well since then. Google just doesn't have the strength. Exactly, bulls just ain't there. Super weak all day. It was kind of weak too on that sell-off. That's a good point too. Microsoft looks like it'll flush a Roni. Oh yeah, good job, Jack. Yours seems to be doing well. Talked about that base build earlier. Good call out. Look at this hard work by my boy Daffy. I don't like to put people on the spot, but I love my boy Daffy. Look at his week. Look at his week. And almost 1,000% weak. That is effing nuts. All on his own too. I didn't do any of that for him. That was all him. Jesus, the roast coming in quick. God, my chat is so savage. So cutthroat. You can. I'm not big on it, Ace, but you can. Daffy might need his own channel. It's funny too, because he'll tell y'all, like, if, I mean, he's not here right now, I think he's busy now, but he'd tell y'all, like, he's literally just playing the watch list. He's literally just playing levels from the TA routine, you know. And the reason I said you can't give me credit is because he's the one clicking enter, clicking exit, you know, having that high confidence in those levels. It's because he has a lot of confidence in the levels. It's not even that he's any better than y'all. He's just super disciplined. He trusts the system. He trusts what's in front of him, so he's a lot more in tune with it, if that makes sense. So that's honestly why Daffy has such an edge now. It's because he's been working on it for so long. This isn't Daffy's first week. You know, Daffy's been doing this for months on end, working on reviewing the levels, reviewing how he wants to take things moving forward. You know, and he's done a really, really good job with it too. It is a whole lot harder to do than actually just say it. And honestly, Daffy has such a cool story too. I'm not hating on any past chats that they've been in, but they have been a part of some pretty shitty, scummy, scammy type chats full of just super big amounts of negativity. And we've had people like him and D-Touch come from chats that are, I mean, not horrible. I'm not going to say they're bad traders, but they are very toxic. So it's very cool to see him kind of take that hit, move on from it. I mean, he was down bad, like not down bad as in like he was poor, like he was down bad like mentally he could not handle deleting everything he learned, retaking things on, and yet he still did it. He still had that sense of urgency to erase everything he's learned, move on from it, recorrect himself, stick to the levels, move on from there. So Daffy's done a beautiful job kind of restarting, resetting, moving forward. I mean, it speaks levels to Daffy's character. He's a very, 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 very strong person mentally. Very, very strong. I love Daffy. Daffy always gives credit to everyone, but he's a super hard worker. It's all credit to him. Well, after 198 votes, 25% of you said Green Day today, 51% say red, 24% say flat. I'm going to end the poll there. I'm also going to do one more review on the on SPY, of course, like we always do. So let's go to the small, or we'll do smaller time frame first. So far today, we have seen a good dip down to 394s, which in the pre-market prep today, we were kind of expecting a pullback to 394. If buyers cannot step in and retake 396s towards previous day low at 398s, below 394, you can look towards these levels, so on and so on. And we talked about all this. We even talked about what you could look past 398s if that even happened. We haven't even got there yet. But we have hit 397.30s. We at least got to push through 396s after dipping to 394. So a lot of our pre-market plan was spot on. That was really, really good pre-market plan. And a lot of that was because of how much we were already down due to the earnings that happened today. You had Microsoft, BA, and you have a lot more earnings happening today after hours. So that'll be a big effect going into tomorrow, as well as the rest of the day, really. But let's go to the bigger time frame. Really good reversals too. I would like to add, even though we didn't have a good base here, you know, where you have that low, the better higher low that's a little bit more spaced out, you had a good low to a higher low in the same like 20-30 minutes. So that was a good move. And even if you didn't like that, you had a low volume red candle sit on the 9 EMA after the breakout candle. Again, this is the important candle. You saw them hold that area, hold above the 9 EMA, push back higher off the 9 EMA with rising volume, candle after candle after candle, and then they hit through 96. So even if you couldn't catch any of these candles, there was at least a little bit over $1 move that you could have caught with passive intentions. Let's go back out to the bigger time frame, cover it, and then we'll end the stream there. But today there was a really, really good defense by buyers today at the 9 EMA on the daily, as well as trying to retake and hold above the 396s. If they can maintain holding this, we can look for the gap fill. That might even happen today. If not, then we'll look for it tomorrow. And if not, upwards, we'll be looking under today's open for a continuation down towards this area here, which we didn't quite retest 386s to the cent, so that could still happen. But overall, this was a good retest from all that earnings, and it's really strong to show that, hey, even though we had a really lower open, we dipped down lower, price still had low volume today and picked back up and held. So that's still a good sign by buyers. So you can't totally take them out of the potential opportunity that's ahead. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody catching the updates, listening into the pre-market prep. Again, that's my favorite part of the stream is before we start before the market opens, we really break down everything, what we think is going to happen, and then of course taking the bias out of it and covering both sides of the story to give ourselves better look on what's possible, what opportunity is possible. Therefore, when it happens, we're not totally blindsided. But I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for the donations. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Thank you guys for dropping a like on the stream. Thank you guys for commenting, engaging, interacting. You guys know I appreciate you more than anything in the world. So thank you very much again, and thank you guys for being here. I'm going to end the stream here. Have a great rest of your day, and if you guys want to catch any more activity or engagement with me or anybody else in the community here, check out our Discord. It's free to talk in. You don't have to pay to be everywhere. You can just join for free and talk. But we'll see you guys in there, and have a great rest of your day again.